You are in this race, too.
Trump 2024, baby.
I need this.
I'm going to carve you up.
For vice president.
For America. Holy cow. Thank you. Come again. Oh, crap. What's up, guys? Boy, Benny. We are absolutely obsessed with Donald Trump winning in 2024 and obsessed with Donald Trump's VP pick for two reasons. Donald Trump is term limited, so he will only get one 4-year term in the presidency. And, well, you know what libs are capable of doing to try and kneecap him. And so, number two, you got to have somebody who has your back. We saw what happened when you have a traitor and a Judas in Mike Pence in that position, and you must have somebody to carry forth the torch of MAGA to a new generation. That person must be young, energetic, willing to fight, and willing to fight on behalf of our nation. So the VP pick is unbelievably important. Some people have talked it down. Some people have said it doesn't matter. Maybe in normal times. A lot of forgettable vice presidents out there. Not today, Junior. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you some interesting brand new news about Donald Trump and his choice for VP. Donald Trump has name dropped two different Republicans, one we haven't heard from in a very long time when it comes to the VP cycle. Now, Donald Trump is somebody who has always played his cards very, very close to the chest on a number of things. And so it is worth noting that Trump, if you know him and you know the way his brain works, is somebody who goes off of energy and the energy of a moment. And so Donald Trump could see like a good interview with somebody, or you could see like a tweet that he likes. That guy's a fighter. That guy's maybe VP for them. Like you never know. You just never know. It's good that we do know that Donald Trump won't pick Nikki Haley, but there's another woman on the list that just popped up. This is very interesting. Trump reveals criteria for two running mates. Two Republican names surface to the top. Trump name drops Tim Scott and Kristi Noem while discussing VP contenders. Well, I mean, that means that they are top of mind. Why don't you go ahead and listen to the clip? This was broadcast 24 hours ago on Sunday. Donald Trump talking about the value of a good VP selection and who that person must be. Name dropping South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem.
When will you announce who your VP is?
Not for a while. I mean, we have so many great people in the Republican Party, but not for a while.
Well, what criteria are you using to identify who your running mate is?
Always, it's got to be one thing. It's got to be who would be a good president. I mean, you always have to think that because, you know, in case of emergency, things happen, right? No matter who you are, things happen. It's got to be number one.
Who is your running mate?
Well, I have a lot of good people. We have a lot of really good people.
So you haven't decided who it is?
I have a lot of good ideas, but I haven't. And there's no reason to do that quickly.
So you haven't told that person, you're my person?
I speak to everybody. I speak to everybody. You know, I called Tim Scott this because a lot of people like Tim Scott. I called him and I said, you're a much better candidate for me than you are for yourself. When I watched him, he was fine. He was good, but he was very low-key, et cetera, et cetera. I watched him in the last week defending me and sticking up for me and fighting for me. I said, man, you're a much better person for me than you are for yourself. Because for himself, he was low-key. For me, he's been a real tiger. He's been incredible. And others have too.
So maybe it's Tim Scott.
Well, it could be a lot of people. But it was interesting. I was watching Tim. I've been watching, you know, for a while. I watched him campaign as a candidate. But I watched him over the last 2 weeks. As you know, he endorsed me, fully endorsed me, gave me a beautiful endorsement. And he has been really strong in terms of that. No, but that has nothing to do. I don't want anybody to take even any inference. But it's incredible. Kristi Noem has been incredible fighting for me. She said I'd never run against him because I can't beat him. That was a very nice thing to say.
What was the story that your team reached out to RFK Jr.?
It's a false story. No, it's a false story.
You never reached out to RFK Jr.?
I like him a lot. Nope, never happened.
Is it fair to believe
Kristi Noem, for her part, has been well, hitting the trail. She's been doing a lot of TV recently. We've been noticing her bookings have gone up and have been corkscrewed. What does that mean? Not normal that you would talk to a South Dakota governor about the border, but here we are from CNN. We also like the cut of Kristi Noem's jib, if you know what I mean.
Why not take the W?
What has he done? What has he done? He's done nothing as far as actual policies and actually using the tools that he has. I sat 2 days ago with people that work for him that said this president is tying our hands every single day. He does not let us do our job. This president, we work for him, we work for the federal government, and we hate it. We hate our jobs and we hate what's happening to this country because he will not keep us safe.
Kristi Noem has been out laying down cover fire, obviously, for Donald Trump. We are in critical time in our nation's history. Freedoms are under attack. The president is undermining and destabilizing our country, allowing an invasion of our southern border. It is escalating quickly. Quickly, we need the leadership of Donald Trump in the White House. Kristi Noem being an effective communicator for Donald Trump and obviously has a lot of credit with MAGA. Like a lot of people really love her. They love her because in the year 2020, when Donald Trump wasn't allowed to do fireworks in Washington, D.C., this is what Kristi Noem did for him in South Dakota in front of Mount Rushmore. So unbelievably based. Check this out.
I wish y'all would come along and help me sing this thing. It's all right. America. Oh, how I love you, America.
Tim Scott's the other person mentioned there. Tim Scott's obviously been on the media rounds for Trump. Kind of like ran really milquetoast campaign. Never really went super hard at Donald Trump. We need 4 more years of Trump to secure our border. He's done it once and he'll do it again. Tim Scott, under President Trump, we brought the lowest unemployment rates for minorities this country has ever seen. So Tim Scott would be somebody who could obviously speak to that demographic. That clearly Donald Trump is. It's not that Donald Trump needs help with it. Donald Trump has won larger portions of the black vote and Latino vote than any Republican in history. It's just that those voting blocks still go for Dems. And so it's something that obviously is like, obviously you need a messenger, right? With that. Having a more effective messenger makes these kind of things easier to win electoral landslides. If Democrats don't get 90% of the black vote, they lose in catastrophic fashion. Kristi Noem, obviously, is a woman and somebody who would be a really, really spectacular counterweight to Kamala Harris. She's also one of the most popular governors in the country. People of South Dakota really, really like her stewardship of the state, and she was very good during the COVID crisis and lockdown. Again, we talked about Donald Trump at Mount Rushmore. That was because South Dakota was open. We went hunting with Kristi Noem once and videotaped her blowing a pheasant out of the sky. We were in South Dakota, and this video went insanely viral. Check this out.
Kristi Noem, Governor of South Dakota. This is how we do social distancing in our state. Less COVID, more hunting. That's the plan for the future.
So I filmed that, claim to fame, told Kristi Noem, say something snappy about COVID, and people went insane. Animal rights activists went insane, but super based, you know what I mean? Awesome thing to do. So it went totally viral. Not Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley has the capacity to go viral in a bad way. Kristi Noem has the capacity to go viral in a good way, right? All it takes a little sprinkling of your boy Benny. Trump dispels rumor that Nikki Haley will be the VP pick. That's very good. He has said this now multiple times. Trump did say before the Iowa caucuses that he knows who it's going to be. Trump has gone on to say that it's going to be a household name. And it's going to be somebody that we are familiar with. So what does that mean? Not exactly sure. This was the clip, Brett Baer as well, that Donald Trump says He knows who his VP, will be. At least there's a 25% chance it's going to be this person, and it's somebody that we all know. So that means there's a 75% chance that Donald Trump just does whatever the F he wants, which is actually quite accurate. It makes it fun. We've done a lot of polls. A lot of people think it should be Vivek. What do you think? We did a poll during a live show, and like everyone said Vivek. But we don't know. Glenn Beck straight up saying that Donald Trump, when he asked him, who should it be? He says, hey, Vivek's doing a great job. Be a great person to carry the torch forward. And then said something very interesting in this PBD interview. Said that Trump said, that's what everyone's telling me, which is very interesting. Based on our knowledge of inter-Trump workings, Trump calls like nonstop. Trump's on the phone with people, and he gets sort of a read from speaking with people that he believes are wise and from getting like information and advice like this. So it's worth noting that everyone's telling Trump to pick Vivek. Well, that's just notable. Of course, also on the list is Tucker Carlson, but Tucker Carlson's in Russia interviewing Vladimir Putin. And what does that mean? I mean, I hate that this is the case, but I think that means that Tucker Carlson is not going to be VP. I think. There's just political realities involved in this, and I hate that they are the realities. But there are so many moving parts involved in becoming vice president that I think Tucker Carlson is now out of the running. But that's just one man's opinion. What do I know, right? Let's listen to Glenn Beck talking with Trump about Vivek. I think it's very, very interesting.
Last week, Donald Trump called me and he said, any advice on who I should pick for vice president?
Oh, really?
Who do you think? Not that he's probably calling everyone.
But that's great that you're on that list.
And so he said, who do you think? And I said, I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but this is the day, I think it was the day he trashed Vivek. And I said, Vivek. And he said, why do you say that? He said, that's the number one response from everybody I've asked that question. And he said, why do you say that? And I said, he can defend you. He's right in your pocket. And while you're defending this, he's watching your back defending this. I said, also, I think some of his ideas are really, really good. Yeah. He connects with the youth, which now the latest of 18 to 24-year-olds that voted for Biden, they're not voting for Biden, but they won't vote for Donald Trump yet. So you get that lower vote, the people that are excited about, hey, something fresh and different. And then in 2028, when you can no longer run, you continue for another 8 years, right? And you get the credit for bringing this new, fresh face in. I said, I just think you become legendary.
And what did he say to that?
Well, we'll see.
Who do you want, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody that we mentioned? Somebody we didn't mention? Kristi Noem is a name, of course, that is now popped back right up to the very top of the list. Some people saying Sarah Huckabee would be a very smart bet. Let me know what you think. It is an important, no matter what people do to try and downplay this, it's really important choice. Okay? Very important choice. You know, it's also an important choice. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to this channel. It's your boy Benny. See ya.